Let's begin, Mr. President, with regional peace and stability as well as continental peace. What role is Uganda playing and is committed to playing to ensuring peace and stability, particularly in the East African corridor or region?
Well, I wouldn't want to say Uganda as a whole, but our political movement, our side of political thinking, has been for the last 56 years pushing an ideological line which is different from some of the other groups. Our differences started in the 1960s. Some of our people were talking of being flunkies of other forces, being agents, really, of foreign interests. And we rejected that. We said this was very bad for us not to push our own interests of Africa and instead push the interests of others. Some people thought it was just, I don't know what they thought, but they thought they could somehow be agents and also succeed. So Africa got divided from that time, and a minority of our leaders, at that time, of course, we were young, were following other elders. Here in Africa, we had leaders like Mwalimu Nyerere, like Mzee Kaunda, like Mzee Seretse Khama, like Sékou Touré. Kwame Nkrumah was removed. Lumumba was killed. We had others like Boumediene of Algeria. So these leaders, with us following them, we eventually evolved 4 principles after a long time, but the initial sentiment was independence. We don't want to be flunkies of anybody. Now, as we went along, especially we who were younger, had time now to elaborate more the sentiment into principles. And the principles we evolved were 4. Number 1, patriotism. You must love Uganda as a whole because you need it. You need it for the prosperity of our people. First of all, because of the market, because Uganda market is good for the producers of goods and services, irrespective of what tribe they come from. So we rejected the line of sectarianism, tribes, religion. We rejected it. We said this is not serving our interests. Because if I am a cattle keeper like myself, I produce milk, I produce beef. Who are my friends? My friends are the ones who buy the meat and who buy the milk. And you find my tribe, they actually don't buy my milk. Why? Because they have the same product. They have milk, I have milk, so they don't buy from me, I don't buy from them. So when you push that line of identity, politics of identity, we are this tribe, we are that religion, how will you ensure prosperity? So therefore, principle number one, eventually, although initially it was sentiment, feeling, anger, but when we analyzed more, we found that there were actual reasons, not just sentiment. And number one was patriotism, love Uganda, down with sectarianism, down with the politics of identity. But then we saw that if the African people wake up and start producing goods and services, even the internal market of Uganda will not be enough. Because like as I'm speaking now, we've got surplus of everything. Surplus of milk, surplus of beef, surplus of bananas, of sugar, of maize, of industrial products. The internal market is not enough if we are really serious. And that's why we say the second principle is Pan-Africanism. You must work for the integration of the whole of Africa. And then the third principle was what we call socio-economic transformation, modernization. Society must go from its pre-capitalist character to a modern middle-class, skilled working-class society, and then finally democracy. So when we pushed these lines, we found that we succeeded because they attracted more followership, but also good quality followership. Both in quantity and in quality, we were doing well. And that's how we were able to build an army which fought and won the civil wars here, because we had all these series of wars, of civil wars, and we were able to win because we had these intelligent supporters. They were followers who were rational, not emotional, not blind, but not fanatical, but dedicated and rational, and able to do work. And then when we took over the state, again, the same line helped us. That's why we have been winning elections on the first round. We have never had what they call runoff. Never. Because this line attracts enough followers in the country that we won on the first round. And if you were to compare that with 1962, when we had the only elections, there were two elections. One was 1962, and the other one was 1980, after 18 years,
right,
which was chaotic. But in the 1962, nobody could win even 40%. Why? Because the politics was fragmented on sectarian lines, religion, tribe. You couldn't get a religion which was even 40%. Nor could you get a tribe which was even 18%. So this line of ours helped us to build an army, win the civil wars, because there were many, it was not one, and have reasonable unity after. There are still those who don't support us, but they are a minority. Always.
I'm not cutting you short, Mr. President, but you were a guarantor of some of the peace agreements.
You hold on.
Okay.
Because you came from America to hear my story.
True.
You are the one who came.
True.
I didn't look for you. So the chaos you see in Africa, because you are talking of security,
Right.
is because of ideological bankruptcy. It is caused by ideological bankruptcy. Some of it supported by foreigners. In fact, most of it supported by foreigners, but with local input. Because even here they try to bring it, but we defeat them. We defeat them. We out-argue them. So our role in Africa, it can only be two elements. Element number one, to tell the Africans the medicine we used. Because there is this medicine which seems to have helped us. So when I meet, wherever I meet, I say, please, the antibiotic I used. And the antibiotic has 4 elements: patriotism, Pan-Africanism, socio-economic transformation, and democracy. And secondly, where our help is required, we help. And we are able to help. Our soldiers will go anywhere and they will not say, oh, why are you taking me to Somalia? Because he knows. He knows that for the future of Africa, Somalia needs Uganda and Uganda needs Somalia. And so that's our relationship with the security issues you are talking about.